I'm Scott.
And I'm Dan. Yeah.
And this is Holiday Magic with Scott and Dan.
It's us. Now this year, we have a whole bunch of great ideas, right, for magical holiday comings and goings.
You know, Dan, who doesn't love beef and cheese?
Oh, I'm telling you, I love it. There's nothing like the pungent smell of beef and cheese during the holidays.
Yes, and we're not just referring to Aunt Lorraine's thighs rubbing together.
Although, that's not bad, too. You know, hey, didn't Aunt Lorraine get some new breast implants? Those helium-filled breast implants, right?
Why, yes, she did. Yes,
she did. Yeah, and, you know, what did your uncle think of those?
He said, wow, they're great.
Well, speaking of beef and cheese, we have these new delightful treats in honor of America's Got Talent winner Shin Lim.
That's right. This holiday season, you can serve this festive holiday treat. Make up a batch of our Shin Lim Slim Jims. Yeah, these are delicious sticks of spicy Asian beef, wrapped in an American cheese vest, topped off with an adorable cotton candy hairdo.
Oh, let me have a little bit of this one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They taste like $1 million.
Well, 300,000 after taxes.
Now, and here we have our Danny Garcia tapa.
Yes, tapa. It's baby shrimp with a shaved head of lettuce, a touch of peppermint, all served up in a little tiny mint box. Isn't that cute?
Ooh, I'm not eating that.
Don't eat the shrimp.
Yeah,
Okay, that's good. That's not good.
Yeah, okay. Now, the next one is somebody that everybody knows.
I know, speaking of treats, how about Chris Angel?
He's yummy.
Isn't he, right? Well, then, you'll love our Chris Angel Devil's Food Cake. Yeah.
That's a nice play. I would have thought angel food cake. You went the other way.
I know.
Nice.
The sad part is you can't get it at the Luxor anymore.
Ooh, I'm going to have a little bite, though.
Good stuff, huh? Don't tweak your mind.
Yeah, tastes like old tattoos. Now, all right. How about this for a holiday treat?
Oh, these are special. These are.
Yeah, this is Luna Shimada's Mystery Muffins.
Yeah.
They're made with earth, air, flour, and water.
Yeah, and that's real dirt in there.
Have some.
A hint of patchouli oil.
Yeah, have some.
Yeah,
Eat it.
Yeah, let me have
Eat
some.
it, Scott.
So good.
It smells like mystery school in here already.
Yeah, so good. So good. Here, have some of those. Those are really good.
Yeah,
Pass those
enjoy
around.
some mystery
You're gonna
muffins.
want those.
Yeah, there you go. There's the.
Oh, yeah. Here's our final treat. It's the Tony Slidini Big Italian Sausage Pizza.
Wow, that's a nice looking sausage.
Yeah, you want some mustard with that?
Sure.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Whoa. Throw in a gag if you like. But I'm gonna make a pizza disappear.
You're not going to toss it over my head, are you? I know that one.
No, I'm not. Even better. Watch this. Ready? The whole pizza's gonna disappear. A one, a two.
Oh, where did it go? Where is it, Scott? Where the what?
I'll bring it back. Look at that. That's so good. Wait a minute.
Wait,
You know,
there's
got
got to be more than just the meal. There has to be more to the holiday festivities than just the meal.
When you serve these, you got to do this.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
That's much better. See?
Now there you go.
There. See?
Oh, that's chicken-liverific.
Now, here's a little holiday tip for you. I mean, you know what?
Nothing better than secondhand vape.
Oh, secondhand vape. You know, And so let's move on to our holiday tip section. I mean, how many times does this happen to you? You try and wrap a package, right? And wouldn't you know it, the darn wrapping paper keeps rolling up on itself.
It happens all the time to me. Now, what do we do about that?
Well, rather than tell them, why don't we show them?
I think we should.
Yeah. We need to have somebody come up and help out with this.
Who can we get?
Since you're down front, would you mind helping with this?
Yeah, there you go.
Sure, come on up. This is great.
You're going to help. This is such an easy...
So sit down right
Christmas
here
wrapping.
on the table. Sit down and hold that. Good.
See, that's the middle part, but the ends. We got to take care of the ends.
So put your feet down this end.
There you
and
go.
Your head down that end.
That's it. Gently, gently.
Yeah, gently.
This way, gently,
all
gently.
the way down there.
Relax, relax.
And scooch this way a little bit.
So, there you go.
Yeah, see?
All right, perfect.
See, now the paper.
Wait. Here's a pillow.
Oh yeah, give her a pillow.
Comfortable?
Actually, here, sit up for a second, because we don't want you, it looks uncomfortable.
Yeah.
We're going to put the special supine, supine lumbar support.
The lumbar support, you must have it.
You have to have the lumbar support.
Put it right there. That's
right there.
perfect.
Now, this will be much more comfortable for you. Go ahead, lay down right on that.
Yeah.
So much better.
There you go.
Already?
You can enjoy the entire show in this position.
Now, we don't want you to roll off the table.
Oh, yeah.
So
we're going to lock them in place.
We're going to put this over top just to lock everything in place.
There you go. More comfortable.
Good. Now take your hands.
Safety, security, comfort, everything.
Take your hands and cross them like this. That'll save time later.
There you go.
Good.
When we call the authorities about the body.
So now you take one of these.
By the way, what's your name? Sophia. Just so I can fill out the form.
Yeah, you got to fill out the form.
All right, Sophia.
So now we put Sophia into the hypnotic trance. So go like this.
All right, yep.
All right, and ready, and sleep.
That's it.
She's out like a light.
There you go.
Look at that.
Yep.
That's good.
Yep.
Now we're going to take this. This is an actual bow saw by the Wellington Saw and Lumberjack Company.
Looks sharp.
I know, it very is. Would you like to test that out?
Ow!
It's pretty sharp, yeah. Whose motto is, you cut down one tree, it doesn't make you a lumberjack. Okay, so we're going to put that right there, down inside, and we'll close that up. Now take one hand and put it on each one. Get a grip on yourself.
Ooh, I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all.
Now, go ahead and hug yourself again.
Relax, Sophia.
All right. Now what we're going to do is we're going to cut the wrapping paper. We're going to cut Sophia in half without cutting the wrap. No, wait, sorry.
Wait,
we're
honestly,
going to cut the wrapping paper in half and not cut Sophia in half.
And now's a bad time to ask, but, or at least to tell you, I'm not sure what to do here. I don't understand how this, let's just cut.
Okay, let's just cut. Back and forth, back and forth.
There we go.
There we go. All the way down.
That one that's out there. Okay.
And now you'll notice it actually cut right through these pieces of wood that are in there.
What's going on with the
wood?
wood?
Hopefully it left you okay. How you doing, Sophia?
You all right?
So far, so good.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So far, so what?
Okay,
now we're going to open this up and remove these pieces here. Hopefully,
just stay there.
Everything will be fine because I think you healed up too quickly.
Okay, all right. Gently sit up.
Gently sit up. And as you can see, that kind of cut all the way through your body. Raise your arms up in the air. We'll take that off like a t-shirt. Everybody give Sophia a big round of applause.
Job!
Yes. Oh. And the best part is, the wrapping paper is completely
perfectly cut in half.
Isn't that great? Yeah, what a good holiday tip.
Hello out there, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. I'm Eric Tate alongside Nick LaCappa. We have got a spectacular show for you guys tonight. Nick, are you excited?
This is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy. Eric, what have we done?
Oh, this is amazing. So we're gonna have some special guests on the show. We have Jay Noblezada joining with us. Then we're gonna be slinging our usual deals, and then following that, you and I are gonna be revealing exactly who is going to be getting the nominations for Lecturer of the Year and for Trick of the Year. This is super exciting. This is an amazing show.
Yeah, and Eric, the tricks that are in this week's show as well, as I was going through them, I realized there's like a lot of like award-winning and television tricks in this week's episode. I know we didn't even get to chat too much about some things, so I know some things that you even don't know right now that we're going to talk about a little bit later. But yeah, guests, award-winning magic, and then the best tricks of the year. Buckle up, because this is the biggest one we've done yet.
Yeah, absolutely. And we got some great people in the chat here. Actually, just jumping into the chat, I can see over on Facebook, Kyle Purnell, whose new trick, the Hancock Effect, debuted yesterday. I think it was Friday or yesterday it came out. It's an amazing trick.
I think it came out Friday.
Yeah, it's super good trick. Hey, Kyle, thanks for showing up in the stream. Also, I can see, we've got Catherine Woods. Katie Marchese. Hey, how's it going? I hope you guys stick around towards the end of the stream. We've also got James F. Bailey saying, ooh, baby. Kevin Lorcell saying, what up, gentlemen? And then over on Twitch, we've got Tocklin Torrens saying that it's time for the best stream in Magic right now. And Donovan saying, cool box rules. Glad to have all you guys here. What's going on YouTube, Nick?
The usual suspects of Dennis Gringus, John Green, and Jose Ruiz. Jose says he misses Jay Noblezada. I don't know if we should take that personally, Eric.
Man, that hurt. That one hurt. Well, Nick, let's go ahead and blast through the massive magical savings so we can get to our guest. The first one we're talking about today, and we'll talk more about these a little bit later, but J. Scott Barry's Penguin Live is right now is in the Cool Box, and if you enter the promo code CoolBoxLive at checkout, you're going to get an additional 25% off. That's only good until midnight, and I'm pretty sure Mark DiTullio is going to show up in the chat any moment now. And
I did the math. I did the math already this time, Eric. So for those of you that don't know, there is a feature on penguinmagic.com called the Cool Box. It's just underneath the bestsellers list. And every day there is a piece of magic in there that you can get for like half off most of the time.
Yeah.
So anything that's in there is heavily discounted. But right now, we always like to lead this show off with the biggest deal possible. Right now, J. Scott Barry is in the Cool Box. So not only going to save 50% because it's in the Cool Box, enter our promo code and you'll get an additional 25% off. And you'll get J. Scott Barry for $11. And if you stick around a little later, I'll tell you why that lecture is, it's one of my most referenced lectures.
And don't worry, I checked it out. There are still some available. This week, people did not snipe it. They didn't check to see what was in there and start tapping that code in early. But let's move on to the next thing. This is exciting. This is my first Magic DVD by Gary Darwin, and it's free. So what you would be getting here is a download. So we've transcoded the DVD into a high quality download, and it's Gary Darwin, one of the masters, showing you tons and tons of tricks. It's a 2-hour intro into Magic. I know that there's a lot of people this time of year who are looking to get some kids Magic. As a matter of fact, my old mentor Scott Houghton called me up earlier today. Was like, I want to get my grandson a trick, and I suggested him this because it's free. So get it.
Yeah, why not? Why spend nothing on Christmas presents? Why not, Eric?
Yeah. It's super good. It's full of a whole wide range of magic tricks, and it's easy to learn. It's really designed for someone who knows nothing about magic. But Gary Darwin knows a lot of stuff, right? We sadly lost Gary a couple years ago, which was really unfortunate. He was a real treasure trove of knowledge. But in this DVD, he doesn't hold anything back. There's all kinds of really fantastic tricks for mostly for beginners. But even if you are an advanced magician, there's some real winners inside this DVD, or you should check out.
Yeah, I think if you watch it, you'll probably fall in love with Gary right away.
Yeah.
And if you do, there's a lot more of Gary on penguinmagic.com. So he's a great person to learn from. So highly recommended. Check that out. There's some great magic on there.
That being said, should we bring our guest on?
I think so.
I'm very excited to bring our guest on. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jay Noblezada to the Cool Box Live. Jay, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How's it going, everybody?
Oh, man.
Happy holidays.
This is so exciting because we've been looking at your products for basically months now and have become Jay Noblezada super fans. So I guess, how did you get involved with Penguin Magic back in the day?
It's a really long story, but I can tell you this. Sometimes the stars align. And if you hear people say that, it's not really the stars, but the people in your life will sort of just align and introduce you to the right people. And I'm just really blessed to have had really good magic friends that moved, you know, my buddy Rodney Reyes moved out to Las Vegas before me. And then he said, hey, I've got this, I met this guy at this bar. He's running this online magic shop and they're looking for instructional video guys if you want to teach magic tricks. And I was just listening to Tony Robbins like the night before, and he was talking about how you should make big decisions if you want to make big change. And I was like, dude, let's just move to Vegas and like see if it works. So I stayed with my buddy for 2 weeks, met Maxwell Murphy, Penguin Magic, met Ajar, and it was like,
wow.
Next thing you know, I'm like just right in the thick of it. So just got lucky, I think, you know, awesome timing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we have to talk about you a lot, Jay. I was wondering, have you bought any magic lately? Like, what do you even know what the last trick was that you got?
Yeah, I have. Actually, I think the one thing that I can remember that I did buy, and lately, I'm sorry guys, but lately is like probably within the last year. I know I did buy a new set of cups.
Oh, nice.
Gosh, this was probably a few years ago, actually. I did buy some really cool coins from name a coin maker.
Would you buy
Schoolcraft?
Schoolcraft.
Yeah, School. See, the first one that comes to mind, the coolest one.
Oh yeah.
I bought some Schoolcraft coins. It was like a flipper inside of a shell. I think it was 3CM or something.
Oh
but
yeah.
I was like geeking out on that thing. So cool. Man, I'm a big fan of. Can I say it on the show? Can I say other
You can
sources?
say anything.
Yeah.
We don't care.
I probably should. Well, it's cool because I'm a really big fan of Theory 11. I got some downloads from them. And then even on Penguin, I think there were some downloads that I got that some of them that I didn't even learn. But gosh, it's just, it's been a while since I was, bought a lot of magic stuff. But here and there, if I see something that I think I can use in my life, I'll buy it and then learn it and then just put it away.
Yep, it goes right in the drawer, right in the drawer.
Do you have any, do you remember any of the downloads that you made back in the day? Was there one that like really stuck out to you that you were like, oh man, it's really cool that I got to make that?
The download,
or DVDs, I should say, because you were working in it when DVDs were still irrelevant. Nick and I haven't ever made a DVD. So.
Yeah, remember DVDs? You put them in the thing, this DVDs. Gosh, you know what? I loved Sponge. I just think that was just a really fun project because this was like the basics of magic that I had learned when I was just starting out, and to put it into such a cool package and learn and teach people some of those things that started me off was just so cool. And fundamentally, those are, when you get into some advanced stuff like cups and advanced sleight of hand, those are the basis for it. Actually, just like the main thing for misdirection. It's like Sponge gives that to you, and I just love that project. But as far as downloads, I really liked the $2.
We're gonna talk about $2 window. As a matter of fact, that's gonna be coming up. I was actually just talking to you a little bit off stream. That was the very first download I bought from Penguin, which was $2 window. I carried that in my wallet for years.
That's instant confidence when you've got that thing, man. It's like it's gonna work. If you could add your own pizzazz to it, but it's a very cool trick that looks so good. And the effect makes sense, And
I'm glad that you brought up Sponge as something you were proud of, because we watched that back in, I want to say June or July, maybe it was October.
I don't know.
Yeah, it was one of the earlier ones that we watched. We actually got the DVD in, we ordered it in from the warehouse. There's still Sponge DVDs available, not many, but there are. And I was noticing how thorough it was. Because there was a lot of Sponge magic that I was totally unaware of. And if anybody wanted to really get good at sponge balls or develop some new routines, that would be at the top of my list to recommend to people, because it was astonishingly thorough for a DVD specifically on sponge balls. It was a really, really solid tutorial. Just also want to stay here in the Facebook chat. People are going insane that Jay Noblezada's on here. Kevin Lawrence says, bought in the beginning there were coins from Coolbox. Was so glad I did. If you don't have it and are into coin magic, get it. Ryan Schlutz is joining us. Ryan says Jay is one of the Michael Ammars of the magic world.
Oh, Jay, how do you feel about that?
That's pretty cool, man. That's pretty cool. Yeah. That's a cool comment. Thank you. It's probably not true, but man, that's good stuff.
Nick, what do you say we get into talking about some of these things?
Yes, I think so. Why don't you load up the cool box there with a couple tricks for Jay?
You know, I forgot to do this. We were going to introduce you with a video. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you've never seen Jay Noblezada perform, prepare to be wowed.
Oh gosh, I'm ready.
Let's see. That I gotta jump back one, and we're gonna go right. Nope, it's not gonna play, is it? I know why, because I was expecting to bring you in a different way. Here, let's do this. Let's go ahead, and we need to play this video because it's so worth it. So here we go. Pardon the thing here, but we are definitely gonna get this in. Oh, here we go. I got the clip right here. This is.
5. You were thinking of the 1? Shoot, squeeze the 1 real tight. Don't let me get it. I've got the 5. This is the cool thing. Watch. If I just take that and wave, the 5 jumps back into your hand. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Let me show the helmet cam can get this. So now I've got the 1.
Oh. Okay.
Okay, no. Did I touch your hand at all?
No.
Open your hand. Check it out. No.
What's up with the screen cam, baby?
I'm gonna make these $2 look like 1. You ready? Does it look like 1?
Like $2 bill.
That's 1.
You do that. Look like a $2 bill.
Looks like a $2 bill, right?
$2 bill.
You never been hypnotized before?
I ain't trying to be.
It looks like a 2, right? Watch. You're not hypnotized anymore. Look.
Like 1 hour. You do that. I like that. Hey.
Come on.
How much money do I have?
Oh, genius.
Oh, you are hypnotized. Did you see that? I see. You didn't even see it. You were so hypnotized right now.
Oh my God, I remember that helmet cam.
Are you serious?
Yeah, here, take it before they find out.
Can you turn my arm?
You feel it? You feel it start to get a little warmer? Go ahead and open it up and show everybody the coin.
No.
Did you feel yours leave? Oh, you know what I forgot? I gotta take that Chinese coin, put it in your hand. Check it out. Now she has all 3 inside.
Oh, Jar, I see you.
Oh man! Speaking of which, so the first thing we are talking about today is money, which you heard Jay mention there. The helmet cam, the infamous helmet cam, makes multiple appearances. Can you fill us in a little bit on what's going on with these people wearing helmet cameras?
Please.
Okay, so Maxwell Murphy is a genius, and what he did was he took a snowboard helmet, drilled a hole in it, attached a camcorder to it. A camcorder is this device that you stick a tape inside, and it records video onto this tape. And he let people wear it, onlookers and spectators wear it, and just gave us another perspective that we didn't have enough cameramen to get. And I know you probably noticed one of the last videos there. It was Luke Germain in the background actually holding a camera.
Oh, wow.
And as an additional cameraman, because if you probably already know this, but Luke Germain was a hardcore consultant on that DVD. He was there to make sure I was citing the right people and doing it right with the right technique. He's another genius that I was able to
So good, so good.
The Facebook chat is going nuts over the helmet cam. Katie Marquez says, "I love the helmet cam so much it needs to make a comeback." And I think, Nick, when you and I start filming again out in the wild, we're getting a helmet cam.
You got to do it, because what's funny is people love wearing it. People love wearing it. Oh, check it out. Yeah, and then this was fun too. Just having Josh J like add to the project.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
there's a big section with Joshua J doing stuff in there. So for those of you who don't know, Money is a really, really great collection of tricks with bills. So I mean, you're talking $100 bill switches, $2 window is on here, Pat Page's Fast Cash is on here. There's some there's a couple of coin things, but it's mostly focused towards money. And the 5-in-1 transpo is also on here. I think that actually kicks off the whole thing, where you get a $1 bill and a $5 bill, you put them into an audience member's hands. First, Jay has a really great presentation where he is predicting which bill that they are thinking of, and he takes that one out of their hand, and then he makes them change places. There's a bunch of gimmicks that are involved in over the course of the entire DVD, but Jay Noblezada teaches you exactly how to make everything that you need just from the money in your wallet with very minimal craft supplies. There's nothing in here that's like super outside of anybody's skill level, but there's some phenomenal routines. I mean, $2 window is always the highlight for me, and I know that one's coming up in just a bit. But
the 5-in-1 transpo, I've always thought is one of the most powerful bill magic tricks that you can do. Jay, what do you think?
I love that trick. The classic switch has just been, I wish I came up with that, but that's just in magic. Anytime something switches, especially in someone's hand, it's just like mind blowing to them, because they're a prop. They're part of the thing that's going on. That's happening in their life. Like their whole world is like that's what's happening. So it's very cool. It's a simple concept, right? One object switching with another, but gosh, it's like sometimes you look at these gimmicks and the methods and you're like, this isn't that powerful. There's other things out there that are more complex and sophisticated, but goodness gracious, like a double-sided object, like a heads, a double-headed coin, or like a dollar bill with another dollar bill attached to it. Oh my God, what a concept, right? So we take for granted these little things, but at the end of the day, I mean, watching this video, you guys are really like giving me this holiday treat, because when I watch this video, I'm seeing so many memories that I forgot about, because guys, I don't sit around home watching this video. I don't think I watched it since we filmed it and
you don't
edited it and made sure it looked good. And then that was it. We put it out into the universe, and people loved it. But at the same time, it's like I don't watch these again, because at the time we were moving on to the next project, and this was my job. So I had to think about the next project and move forward. And just seeing some of those performances, it brings back the memories of that night and my freaking hair. And
where'd the hat go?
And my fiance is probably watching this going, oh my God, what would he wear? And like that shirt, that t-shirt on that cover art right there, that was Pinoy Apparel was a company that my buddy Elazar from high school started. And then in like 2008, I met up with them, and he said, yeah, wear all my shirts on your project. So if you look at Money and a lot of the downloads where I've got these t-shirts on, they're most likely Pinoy Apparel, and just trying to rock my buddy's brand and support him. But yeah, even like this video here, performing for these people, like I remember that night. I remember this was, oh God, pre-COVID. It's almost saddening to watch this, because you could just walk up to people and touch their hands, and you could put a dirty dollar in their hand, and they would laugh and enjoy it. And
you could walk up to people and make them wear a helmet with a camera on it. You could do anything.
Oh my God, yeah. And you know what? I hope you guys know this. Like for a lot of you that might be getting started in magic or into it now, use this time to get freaking good at magic, because when the pandemic is over, or when we can like interact the way we did, there should be a lot of really good magicians coming out of this thing that were just practicing this whole time and learning these things, and like going out there, and people are just going to love it, because they can't wait for you to entertain them and to be able to go to a party where there's a magician there, and it's like, oh, this is so cool. We couldn't do this last month.
Right.
You know?
Well, this is a great project. And of course, if you're just joining us, everything we talk about on this show is 25% off. So you can get money for just $18 here today if you enter the promo code CoolBoxLive.
Let's actually move on to the next thing. This is also about money. This is a $2 window, which again, I speak very highly of this trick. I love it. Essentially what you have is two single dollar bills. You show them on the front and the back in a very, very fair manner. You can actually watch an uncut performance of Jay doing this between us. You fold those $2 bills up, and then when you unfold them, the $2 bills have merged into a single $2 bill. It's really great. You show it in the front and the back, and then you can fold it up and then change it back into two $1 bills. It's a really, really great trick. The most difficult part of this trick is finding a $2 bill. I think I've talked over and over again that this is one of the very first tricks that I purchased from Penguin Magic way back in the day. But I carried this on me for years because it's almost stronger than a $100 bill switch because you've got two objects that then melt into one, but then they're also changing. It's really interesting. And this is back when this is before street performances were coming out. So you literally, like, the demo is like just Jay doing this to the camera, and you can see exactly how good this trick is.
Yep. Yeah. And I think we did that in the Money DVD too. We got some reactions with live people, but Lordy Lord, that is such a cool looking trick. You swear to God, you can see like all the sides of the bill, right? You're like, dude, that looks what's going on.
Like, I'm pretty sure you're gonna like add some of these to your wallet after this video. I hope, Jay. I hope we gotta get some of these things back in your pocket.
I'm sincerely ashamed that I don't have this one. I can do this one. You don't have to touch anyone's hand. You can still perform this one from 6 feet away.
It's a great virtual trick. And of course, as we mentioned, everything we're talking about, you enter the promo code CoolBoxLive, you get it a little bit off. It's $7 for 25% off if you enter the promo code CoolBoxLive at checkout for $2 window. We talked a little bit about money tricks, and I want to move on to the next one just because I really like the next one, and I think we're probably going to have quite a bit to talk about here. But this is In the Beginning, There Were Coins, which we've talked about before on this show, but I kind of want to hear a little bit from Jay about this, because this is an essential DVD, or now it's a download for learning coin magic. It's all really well taught. Also, you're on a boat frequently in it, which is...
I forgot about the boat.
Yeah. There's just like times that you're teaching coin magic on a boat, just like with Vegas behind you. It's really wonderful. Which is
Las Vegas too, man. Oh goodness gracious.
It's a testament to your skill as a magician, because I would never be brave enough to do coin magic on a boat, and you're just doing all kinds of stuff. It's so good.
Oh goodness gracious. Yeah, even like just being out in the world where like you don't just have one angle, you've got people around you, and you have to navigate these tricks. Oh my God. You have to navigate like the audience management, and you have to manage their angles and their views. So
that wallet production's good.
We drove down to LA. We had a really cool trip with Luke Germain and the Penguin guys, and we went down there and made a goal to shoot all this stuff. And I think there's some footage from Hollywood Boulevard, and there's some footage from different parts of LA. And you LA guys might notice some of the backgrounds and the locations.
There's some good teaching in, I think you're in either Hermosa Beach or maybe it's Venice Beach. I think it's Venice Beach where you are.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good.
This is such a treat, guys. You guys are bringing back memories from, oh my God, I remember those jeans and that shirt. Oh my, look at that freaking hat. Oh my God, the boat.
What happened to the hat?
I don't have a lot of that stuff anymore. It probably eventually got given away to Goodwill or something.
Probably could have auctioned it off here on Penguin Magic. I'm sure Eric would have bought it.
So were you pretty big into coins before you guys started to do this project?
I was always considered myself a coin guy. And it was only because Chad Long, when I went to watch him at a lecture in San Diego, we were sitting at dinner, and I sort of crashed the dinner, and I sat like right in the corner from him where he was having dinner, and I didn't even do any magic, but he just kind of looked at me and he goes, "You're a coin guy, aren't you?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "What?" I didn't even know what a coin guy was because I was fairly new to magic, but I just thought, man, I look like a coin guy, so I must be a coin guy.
Well,
and I just started.
yeah.
I picked up all the David Roth stuff I could get, and the Michael Ammar coin stuff, and the Bobo's Coin Magic book came out of the drawer, and I went through that again. So it was just always fun. And I remember when I was going to San Diego State, I ran into an old magician buddy, and I had like $4 silver palmed in my hand because I had just watched 3 Pieces of Silver, Rune Clan.
Yeah.
An amazing coin guy too. And I remember he ran into me, and he walked into me, he goes, "Hey Jay, what's going on?" And I went to shake his hand, and he felt the coins in my hand, and he goes, he was just like laughing because like I had the coins in my hand and I was walking around campus with them. But coins were definitely like something that I gravitated toward because I just thought they were kind of cool. And when you spend like $150 on silver coins, you kind of want to use them.
Yeah, right.
You did something cool on the Muscle Pass project where you relearned the Muscle Pass in 7 days with your left hand. Like how did you got bruises? I think you almost bled from that. Do you remember that at all?
Yeah, well, you have to literally create a callus. But I can tell you this, when it's on video and you make a point to do it, it's like you end up doing it. And I remember because I got into hypnosis later on, and when you tell people you're going to run a marathon and you announce it, you're going to do it. You're going to get it done, just because you got a lot of people expecting to see this. And how lame would it be if I didn't learn it in my left hand and didn't pull it off? I wouldn't be able to use that. But I definitely was very motivated during that time, and that was a very fun project. Muscle Pass 2, is that going to be on here? Are we talking about that later?
No, these are the only 3 that we had right here. But did you do a second Muscle Pass project?
No, yeah, he was just asking if we were going to have it on the show, but no, not this week. We'll have to have you back again, Jay.
Yeah, we'll have to go through Sponge, Muscle Pass.
Back on the show.
Oh, absolutely. We'd love to have you back anytime, Jay. Man, I think if there's we've got a whole bunch of people in the chat still going crazy over Jay Noblezada. Eric Smearden saying, yes, love doing hypnosis at parties. Kyle Purnell commenting, I only know the Muscle Pass because of Jay, and then the 2 hands emoji. It's fantastic.
Yeah, actually, Jay, if you're looking for a new good bill trick, Kyle Purnell has a new one on Penguin Magic called the Hancock Effect, which is right up your alley. It's an impromptu bill trick.
I'm gonna check it out tonight.
It'll fool you pretty bad. So check that one out.
That sounds fun. Oh, and I can't get away from this coin stuff without giving a big shout out to some of my old friends in magic and people that kind of influenced me. Shutogawa definitely impact in my life back before the internet days, when he came to San Diego and did a lecture, and I was just awaiting the arrival. And this was back when Brad Burt's Magic Shop was still in San Diego, and they would put on these great lectures. Great people would come on and do live lectures, and seeing the work that Shoot did live, it just blew my mind. And then I got to give a shout out to Jay Sankey, if anything, because his VHS tapes. Remember VHS tapes? There was these tapes, and you'd put them in a VHS player. I remember getting his VHS tapes years ago, and in the 90s, and it was like Sankey Very Much and Jay Sankey Live and all these cool, like just stupid, cool, crazy tricks that he would do. And he didn't really focus too much on the technique. He actually was very funny about it, where it's just like, yeah, you just put the coin here and so that, like, his style kind of made it casual for me to learn this stuff. And a lot of guys that, I wouldn't have been able to do any magic for the Penguin guys if I hadn't learned from them. So Michael Ammar, awesome guy. I'd love to tell a story about Michael Ammar, but I know it's like, we have a time limit here.
No. I think we'll get time for a story about Michael Ammar. What do you think, Nick?
A good way to end it.
Yeah. I think that's a great way to end it.
So I got a cool story about Michael Ammar, and this is kind of segue into the end here, if this is going to be the finish. But I got to say, when it comes to the style of just people that I like and magic in the world that I like, I think just people that are just super kind and super friendly, sort of speak to me in a way where, you know, the way they approach things and the way they teach things, it really can make an impact on a young kid's life. And I remember going to the Magic Castle and finally being able to see Michael Ammar perform in the parlor. And I had watched videos of him coming up in Magic, so learning all of his, you know, easy to master stuff and reading his book and basing my career off of these things, you know, you have an expectation, right? You have like this idea of what you're going to see, and you're going to see your hero finally perform. And, you know, you watch David Blaine on TV, and I shout out to David, but you watch David on TV and you're like, dude, I know this stuff. How is this guy performing like the easiest magic that I learned like in my first week? And he's got a TV show, right? So, you know, you're watching that and go, wow, I could do that too. And it's his style and everything. But it was a lot of Michael Ammar stuff that I wouldn't say Michael Ammar stuff, but he taught it to me through his instructional videos and VHS tapes. And I remember at the castle watching him perform, and he did some of the most amazing magic. He took all of the stuff I already knew that he could do, but he like did it better than I ever could imagine seeing him do it. And it was at the castle live, and he would do the floating dollar bill thing, which you probably already seen or you know it. But then he walks up the stairs into the parlor. If you've ever been to the castle, there's the stairs that go up, and he's floating the bill off of the stage. So the anchor is like, where's the freaking anchor? And he makes it float into the person's hand, and it's like, I'm watching Star Wars like live, and I'm just freaking out. I'm like, oh, this is so cool. Like, this is like the best birthday ever. And my fiance now, she took me there on my birthday. So I was blown away, had a great time. And then after that performance, I'm downstairs by that main bar when you come in after the bookcase, and I see Michael Ammar coming down the stairway, and it's just this cool moment where I'm watching this like hero of mine descend from the restaurant. And I'm looking at him, and I say, and this is in front of other people, you know, and I'm like, Michael, like, that was so amazing. You're my hero. I remember learning my first magic from you, and I'm a professional magician now, and I even teach magic. And if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. And you changed my life. Thank you so much. And you know, I'm fanboying over this guy, and he's like, you know, the dude's ripped, dude. I don't know if you've ever met Michael Ammar. He's just shredded. And he says the coolest thing to me, which I'll never forget the story. He said the coolest thing to me that changed my life. You know, you're watching your hero just perform, you're complimenting him, you're fanboying, and he says to me, did I flash at all? Did you see any flashing? Like what the heck? Like, who does that, right? He could have easily just patted me on the head and said now, and just like walked away. And he sincerely wanted my criticism, didn't even know who I was, and you know, most guys could care less, and he wanted to know if he flashed, which is like such a magic dude thing to ask.
I'm pretty sure he's never flashed, right? So
no,
yeah.
No,
I love that guy forever, man. Like, there's a lot of cool magicians out there, but Michael Ammar, I think, is awesome. Oz Perlman, awesome guy. If you guys, I know you talk about him on the show, and you guys that love Penguin Magic, I know you've seen his stuff. Oz is just an inspiration to me, not just in magic, not even in magic. Sorry, Oz. But in life. In life, Oz is just a winner to me. And watching that guy, seeing him on America's Got Talent go as far as he did, blew my mind. Cool guy. Shin Lim, awesome, man. Thank you so much for keeping me glued to magic, even as a spectator and as a normal layman now, just watching magic on TV with my family going, I don't know what they're looking at me like, what is he doing? I'm like, I don't know. But before I go, I just want to say happy holidays to everybody. You guys are awesome. Thanks for like having any interest in me. Even after all these years, I don't do magic anymore professionally, but definitely is a big part of my life and in my professional life and in sales. It's really helped me become somebody that can perform not just magic, but anything you talk about, being able to perform it. And even when you're cooking for your family, being able to perform and present something that is amazing. And you guys are primed to have a big impact here in the next year once all of this pandemic stuff goes away and you're able to go to a party and blow people's minds. And it's like this powder keg right now. So make sure you guys are learning your stuff, keeping your chops tight. And thanks so much for having any interest of anything I've ever done. I appreciate it. Can I just give a shout out to 3 more people before I go?
Yeah,
All
go
right.
for it.
You'll notice 3 books behind me. And I'll start from the left over here, and then we'll kind of move our way over. The black one is called Do Nothing to Get Everything. And that's a book written by my good friend, Ammar Karkudi. He's a life coach and an amazing guy. And he teaches the concept of literally doing nothing and how that can get everything to fall into place. It's not about being laziness, but it's about being still and understanding that you don't always have to push to get success in your life. Sometimes you have to just take a pause, take a deep breath, and let it happen. Let the Lord bless you with what's coming your way. So very good book, very easy to read, and like just a great book. Another one is that red one over there. That's called The Professional Opportunist by James Brown. You probably have heard of James Brown. He's an amazing magician, hypnotist, cool guy. You can probably find his TED Talk of him just like speaking to a bunch of doctors and just blowing their mind with the concept of hypnosis. Not even just hypnosis, but the power of your mind. And a very cool book called The Professional Opportunist. And he's got some good pickpocketing stuff too. If I think there's some on Penguin, right?
Yeah, he's actually done a Penguin Live lecture. So
Yeah.
Just cool dude. And I just want to give him a shout out. I haven't talked to him in years, but these books are like by my bed. So I just brought them to the new house so I can kind of show them off. And then that one over there on the right, you guys know what that is?
Are you magic book flexing right now, Jay? These are
the only 3 that I'm.
Is that Paul Vigil's book?
I don't have my old collection. I actually donated my old collection to a magic shop in Vegas years ago. But I did hold on to some of my favorite ones that I still have. But
Is that Classic Fantastic?
Yeah, that's Classic Fantastic by Paul Vigil, who is an awesome guy and a good friend of mine who was there for me at a very interesting time in my life where I didn't know what direction I was going to go, but he helped me kind of stay, I guess, in love with magic by blowing my mind all the time and being able to see him perform in Vegas, and was always hospitable to share any information that I would ask. And he's just an amazing guy. So that guy's awesome, Paul Vigil. So if you still, I don't even know if they sell that book anymore, but
No, that book is out of print, impossible to find, and regularly comes up for around $1,000 on eBay every time it comes up. So I feel like having you close out this part of the stream with one of the biggest magic book flexes that's ever happened on this show is
it's just a cover. It's not the actual book. It's just the artwork. No, I'm serious. It's a great book.
it is.
So
I
good.
asked him to send me the book. He sent it to me, and he signed it to me, and I'll never sell it. I don't care how much it's worth. It's priceless to me because you probably will never be able to see Paul Vigil perform that stuff in Las Vegas at King Inc. with some of the greatest magicians around and laymen and just Vegas magic happening and people just going like
so good.
and I'm watching it going, I know how this stuff works, but it's just perfect. And he's a genius when it comes to putting his presentations together. So the book doesn't do it justice. Even if you paid for it and found the book, without seeing him perform it, you just have this blueprint here. But God, you really need the master in front of you to coach you through all of this stuff. And I was lucky for him that he came to some of the lectures that I put out in Vegas, and he came by and went over. I think he went over that whole book at one of the HTG lives that I threw down in Vegas. And he, I won't go into detail, but he basically went over everything and taught everything. And I'm like, holy crap, I just got, everyone here just got their money's worth times 10. And I hope they know that. So it was it was very cool to have met Paul. And if you guys ever get a chance to get any of his products here, I noticed he has some downloads, and yeah, just what more can I say, man? I'm happy that I met the people I met, and I'm glad that I met you guys, and thanks for keeping me part of the conversation, at least for the next few weeks. And if you guys have any questions, you can always hit me up, find me. I haven't disappeared. I just don't come out of my little cave, and I like to keep to myself. But man, thank you guys for having me on the show.
Absolutely, Jay. Thanks for coming on. It was a lot of fun. The chat is demanding that you come back sometime, so I think we'll definitely have you back. Thanks for doing all the great work you did for us, laying the groundwork for us, and thanks for coming on the show. We'll have you back sometime soon.
Bye, guys. Happy holidays. Happy New Year too. Don't worry, everything's gonna be okay.
Take care, Jay.
Bye.
Bye. Well, that was phenomenal. Is all I can say, man. That was.
We still got more show to do, Eric?
Yeah, we do have some more show to do. Let's go ahead and get into the downloads.
Yeah, bring up the schedule so we see what we're up against here.
Yeah. We got a big show tonight. Right now, we just finished the special guest with Jay Noblezada. We talked about money, $2 window, and in the beginning were coins. We're about to get into the download discounts. We're gonna race through those, then go through the low price lectures, the cool box deals of the week, and then we're gonna close out the show with the 2020 Penguin Awards announcement for Lecturer of the Year and Trick of the Year.
Holy crap!
Nick, you want to get into it?
Let's do it.
All right, let's talk about these discount downloads. The first one that we are going to be talking about right here is The Gift by Joe Rindfleisch.
Man, okay. So we're going to try to keep these a little shorter than we usually do, so that we can, keep the show to a reasonable length tonight. But if you've not seen The Gift by Joe Rindfleisch, this I think is, look, we talk about Joe all the time on this show, but man, actually, it's really hard for me to rank any of his stuff. I love The Gift because it's a trick that you can do with a couple rubber bands, and then you get to give it away as a souvenir. What happens is you have 2 rubber bands, and then instantly one of the rubber bands like transforms into a little bow and gets tied around the other rubber band. And then you proceed to do like the, I always can forget the name of that trick, Eric, with the...
Oh, it's like the up the ladder. Where
traveling cash type of thing. Right, so you do that, but it's got the rubber band on it, so it's got a little visual thing that you can show. But the best part is that then the band, the bow can come on and off the rubber band, and then you can hand it out at the end, and it's like a little bracelet that you give away.
Yeah,
I was doing this for a bit. Whenever I do like kids shows, I usually do this trick. To me, it's just one of his most complete routines. I think it's one of my favorite Joe Rindfleisch tricks, and I'm glad it's in the cool box because you can get it for only $7.
It's a super good trick. I would wholeheartedly recommend anybody get this this particular trick. It's I really like it. I just of the many rubber band tricks out there, it makes me super happy to watch. I'm really into it.
Yeah, easy to learn because it's Joe and he knows how to teach rubber bands. His instructions are always great. But it's exactly what you see here. It's got 4 phases of just like really visual stuff. And I can't, the highest recommendation out of this one. This is a great trick.
Yep, super good. I think I don't know what else to say about it other than just it's astonishing. It's super good. Let's go ahead and move on right now to the next one we're going to be talking about is we're talking about Kill Bill by. Here we go. Yeah, let's see. We're talking about Kill Bill by Ari Bohez. This is a really great trick. It's a torn and restored dollar bill trick. So essentially what you have is you borrow a dollar bill from somebody. You've got a couple of playing cards. You wrap the playing cards around the dollar bill. You tear it in half. And then what's really amazing is you put it back together and you can hand the bill back out. It's a signed bill too, which looks really good. Nick, you know a couple of things about this, right?
No, I mean, so you're going to get a great visual trick, and then you're also going to get instruction from Dan Harlan, who really loved this trick. I remember when this actually, I believe this might have come through. This just came through like a submission, Eric. And Dan looked at it, and you know how Dan feels about like a lot of the submissions and things, because he's always a part of that process. He fell in love with this like right away and was like, I want to go perform that. So yeah, it's a real, I mean, the fact that it's signed is really interesting, and it's a solid routine with a good method.
Yeah, it's super good. I really like it. I don't think there's a lot we can really talk about it, but let's move into the next one, which is Torched and Restored by Brent Braun.
All right, now we're talking more torn and restored stuff. I mean, so if you've never seen Torched and Restored, this is actually one of the first tricks I ever bought at a magic shop. I bought it at Hank Lee's in Boston. I went in there and said, what should I get? And the guy behind the counter just pointed to this little booklet, and it was Torched and Restored by Brent Braun. Little did I know I'd never be able to get rid of this guy after that. But essentially what this is, it's a torn and restored card. Tear it into fours, then you restore it with fire. So it's even cooler looking than that. But not only is it the method practical, like, look, when it comes to a lot of torn and restored stuff, sometimes the method behind the trick can be rather wild. And this is as dead simple as it gets. It's something that you can perform. It's something that you will perform. So much so that Richard Jones won Britain's Got Talent with this trick back in, I'm not quite sure the year, but it was within the last 10 years. He actually performed this as his final effect on Britain's Got Talent and won. I know I teased it at the beginning of the show. We got some award-winning magic on this show this week, Eric. This is one of those tricks. Britain took down Britain's Got Talent with a $7 download. If you
That's crazy.
Code Coolbox Live. Yeah, right. $7. It's good enough for Richard. It's got to be good enough for you.
Yep, it's a heck of a good trick, and I think we should keep the show rolling.
Keep the pace up.
Yeah, let's keep the pace up right now. Let's talk about The Pivotal Peak by Ryan Schlutz. Ryan is actually in the chat right now. Pivotal Peak is amazing. We're having a little bit of trouble with the videos in the middle of this. Sorry about that, guys. So Nick and I are just going to have to talk to you about these. But essentially what Pivotal Peak is a way to have a card peeked out of the deck, and your audience looks at it. It's a free choice, but you also look at it at the same time. This is the first time I met Ryan Schlutz. This was the peak that he did for me. It blew me away. I had no idea how it worked. But then there were other magicians there, like top-notch magicians like Sebastian, who were saying, this is the peak that I use now, ever since I learned it. It's really, really good. It's not knacky. It just is a little bit different than you would expect with a lot of other peaks, because you're usually with a peak, you're getting the information sort of after the fact and you're having to like hold breaks and stuff. With Pivotal Peak, you're actually getting the information at the same time they are. It's a really super duper clever routine that I think that is, or not routine, it's a really clever move that you'll use for a whole bunch of stuff. Not too difficult, but very, very interesting.
Yeah, this is one you learn it and you know it forever, and it just becomes one of your favorite peaks. Ryan first put this, I think, in his first book, Making the Cut. I'm assuming that was his first book. He could probably clear that up for me. But I think this is the trick that probably like got him a lot of attention. Like when we first started learning who Ryan Schlutz was, it was because of this peak, I believe. I might be totally wrong, and Ryan will be sure to tell us the real story down there. But yes, this is one of his signature, it's not even a trick, it's a utility move, but Pivotal Peak is worth the $7 it currently is on penguinmagic.com.
Yeah, it's an excellent thing that everyone should watch. Oh no, what happened? Oh, there we go. I finally figured something out. Sorry about that.
Oh, you have videos now.
Yeah. I almost had a video. Let's move into the video that actually was just playing right there, which was Middle Earth. Middle
Earth, yes. I love Paul Gordon, and I think anybody that's downloaded any of Paul Gordon's videos before, if you've not seen Middle Earth, you know what to expect. Just solid, easy to learn card tricks. What this is a sandwich trick that's just very direct. You're only going to get, this is a one phase of a sandwich effect where there's no common sandwich trick moves. I think we all know what I'm talking about, kind of that like, actually, I don't even know how to do it this way. Yeah, that's weird. The ones where you're like slipping the card off the top to go underneath the other two, those like standard sandwich trick moves. You're not going to find any of those here because Paul wanted to create something that didn't use any of them. But not only are you going to learn like a really direct, awesome sandwich trick. He's going to go into detail on some of the beginner sleights that I know some people always have questions about, like the tilt and the pinky count. So you're going to find a lot of great instruction on this download, along with it's a really quick and direct sandwich effect that you'll see gets a great reaction.
Yeah, it's I really like it. I think it's a really wonderful trick that more people should do. To be quite frank, it's super good. Let's move on though, and let's start talking about Play Money by Nick DeFat. I really like this particular effect because essentially what this is it's a really specialized bill change. So Nick is going to teach you how to make the gimmick that goes along with it, but it's a way to change. It's a $100 bill change where you change a $100 Monopoly bill into a real piece of money. Crazy visual. This comes with a bunch of PDFs that you can print off so that you don't have to like go hunt down a Monopoly set and ruin the money in there. Also, you get PDFs that can teach you how to do it with a receipt or any number of different things. But it's Nick DeFat. I mean, Nick is a really clever guy, comes up with some really amazing stuff, is super funny. This is a really young Nick DeFat teaching this, but it's a really, really phenomenal bill change that I think people should check out.
Love this trick. It was actually the second demo that I ever edited.
No way.
Way back in the day. And I think it was filmed at like a Magic Live or something. But yeah, I remember this blew up when it first came out. A lot of people were doing this trick. And I remember talking with Nick about it once, and he was surprised. He didn't even realize his own brilliance, Eric. Go figure. But yeah, great practical. It reminds me of $2 window in a lot of ways. You know, something really fun that you can carry in your wallet and do anytime.
Yeah, it really does remind me of $2 window. I mean, I think what I like about this is like how visual it is, and that it's pretty easy to do. It's well within anyone's skill set. It's normally $10. If you enter the promo code CoolBoxLive at checkout, you're going to get a few bucks off of this so it's going to be at $7. It's really, really solid. If you're looking for something for your virtual show or perform on Instagram, I highly recommend checking out Play Money by Nick DeFat. Let's move on though to I love the trick that we are about to talk about right now. This is voice testing by Jan Forrester. I love this.
Forrester. Yeah, he's such a star. He's from Germany. He's come over a couple times to hang out with us, and we're lucky to be able to film voice testing. What this is you're gonna have your spectator write down some various words and some business cards. You can do names, or it doesn't matter what they are. And they're going to just think of one of the words. Just imagine one of those words. They're just going to choose one. And then there's just a slight process that happens here, but you're just, as the spectator is reading the words out loud, you're able to tell which word they're thinking of. That's the premise. And it's dead simple. You don't have to like actually do what he's claiming to do, like read the person's voice and like pick up on the tell. That's presentationally what's happening, but that's not actually what you have to do this trick. The secret behind it is super dead simple, and it's a great piece of close-up mentalism that's really, really easy to carry around.
Yep. We are moving through these at lightning speed. Let's move on to the next one. This is Check Poker by Jason Ledani. I really like this one. So this is actually one of the first projects that I worked on with Penguin Magic. Essentially what this is it's a poker demo unlike any poker demo you've ever seen before, because you're giving the audience so many chances to win money. So you tell them this story about how your grandfather was from Czechoslovakia and he played poker a little bit differently, and when he would play poker with you as a kid, this is the way he taught you to do it, and you play it with them. And you start dealing. You give them the deck, and you start letting them deal cards down, and then they can stop and turn it over at any one, and they can legitimately free choice. They can stop wherever they want, and if they don't like the card, they can turn it over and start dealing until they find a different one. And you can get them to like keep dealing cards and make the best hand that they want. And I've done this where people have been like going for a 3 of a kind, and they try and go for a 4 of a kind or a full house. It's amazing. You then spread the cards and you say that you have to play if you were dealing cards, you would get the next one, right? So you have to play the cards that are right next to the ones that they chose. When you turn those cards over, you get a royal flush. Jason Ledani also teaches how to do this with aces. You can have aces with like a king kicker. For my money, though, what is the coolest part of this download is the trick is really awesome, but Jason also teaches something that he calls the Ledani stack hideout. It's a way to hide a setup inside of a deck in plain sight, and it will fly by even knowledgeable magicians. It's well worth the cost of entry on this one, because you get a cool trick, but you also get a really interesting principle that Jason was not letting other people know about until he put it out in this. It's a really, really solid download.
He's a great teacher. He comes up with unique effects. He's the guy that I want to learn from when it comes to modern gambling demonstrations and, and just like sleight of hand. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's super good. Let's move on to the next one. Speaking of amazing sleight of hand artists, the next thing we're talking about, this is The Champ by Rick Merrill.
Yeah, sticking with this theme of award-winning magic. Rick Merrill won FISM in 2006.
With this routine, I think.
With this routine. What he's doing, it's not like the complete routine. He's not teaching his FISM act. These are all pieces from it. I mean, you're essentially learning his FISM act. There's just more to his FISM act than just this one trick. But what you're learning here is a Sharpie vanish and a reproduction. And if you watch this video between us, you can see how incredible this stuff looks. And then there's also another sequence where the Sharpie changes into a coin and then changes back and forth like 3 different times. All of it is pure sleight of hand. So this does require practice, which is not a bad thing. It's funny reading the comments on this one on Penguin, man. It's like people just talking about like, it's great, but requires practice, as if that's a bad thing. No, this is one of those great things to play with at home, because like it's just almost like a fidget move that you can do forever. But learning just the Sharpie vanish and the reproduction, Eric, is like, how many tricks do you do that require a Sharpie or a pen, and to be able to do that really quick and just, make it disappear, make it come back really fast. And you would be able to practice, get the reps in on this really quick if you just kind of did it every time you brought out your Sharpie marker. Over time, you'd get really great at it.
Yeah.
So great download.
And, and I think you already said this a little bit, but Rick is such a good teacher too. I actually remember when he was lecturing after he'd won FISM, he was teaching some of these things in his lecture, and just the way Rick is able to break things down into their like fine components to be able to teach it to you is just, it's really worth it. It's so good. I love everything Rick does, and I'm really glad that he was able to share this with people. But let's move on to, this is something that I was very excited about because I was unaware of this. This is Instant Knockout by Matt Mello and Sean Dunn. What this is a nearly impromptu impression device, which is super cool. Peter Turner talks on this DVD about a bunch of ways that he's used it, but it's a way to turn a Post-it pad or a notepad into an impression device with very little setup. You can even do it on the fly. There's a really interesting way where you can set this up on the fly, where you can literally like you're about to do a trick and you're like, oh man, there's a Post-it, there's a pen, let's get into it.
That's all you need is a Post-it pad and a pen.
It's so good. It irritates me how good this is, because this is the kind of thing that like it almost looks like propless mentalism, even though you are involving props. It allows you to do some crazy direct mind reading, just like right off the cuff. It's so good.
I remember. So like Matt Mello is presenting this here. Same with I think we have some performances from Peter Turner. It looks like
Peter Turner, D. Christopher also contribute on this prod. It's massive. The download's almost an hour long.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, you're performing mentalism, so almost always there's something being written down. So it's not like having a Post-it notepad is going to be all that awkward. But legit, that's all you need. Post-it notepad and a pen, and you can have a really great impression device.
There's some, so Eric Smearden, I see you in the Facebook chat saying, do they go over any routines in here? Yeah, there's a bunch of routines they go over, because the actual, like, how to make this impression device takes, like, a 5-minute explanation. And they go over a bunch of different routines that cover the making up of the impression device, like on the fly, how to get into it in front of an audience so they don't even realize what you're doing. It's a really, really solid thing. Normally $20, but right now you get a 25% off if you enter the promo code CoolBoxLive at checkout. So it's well worth it.
Great trick.
Oh, you know what? That I think brings us to oh man, we're just motoring right along. I think where we are right now is the
we're on the lectures.
Yeah, we're about to talk about the lectures. I'm really excited about this. Oh, and actually, Mark DiTullio's jumping into the Facebook chat here. He's almost a mod at this point for us.
Yeah.
Cool. Kill Bill is in the Blizzard markdowns for the next 2 hours. It's marked down to $7.40. If you enter the promo code CoolBoxLive at discount, he got it for $5.55. And Kill Bill is super good.
Super good. Super good.
Let's get into these lectures. I think is what we should do.
Sure. Yeah.
Here we go. This is J. Scott Barry is what we're going to be talking about here.
Yeah. So J. Scott Barry, if you're not familiar with him, is a manipulator. Not not doing like card manipulation per se, but more like he likes to stand on stage and present things to music and make them extremely magical. Now, while when you watch, first of all, let me say that this J. Scott Barry lecture is probably among my most referenced lectures. And that would be pretty shocking for me if you told me before I ever saw it, because like when I look at Jay, I love Jay's magic, but it's not anything that I ever would consider doing. But Jay is so technically skilled at different utility devices, and that's really what this lecture is about. He's going to go over the top it here. He's going to go over the thumb tip, the sonata gimmick, the finger. He's got a finger shell gimmick that he has 2 variations on, and he tips his work on the ring and ribbon. So when I say I reference this lecture all the time, Eric, this is like when I need to work on something with the thumb tip or the sonata gimmick. There is nobody I want to learn from other than J. Scott Barry. He's at the top, and this lecture has like the most information on those like finger utility devices. You're going to be able to perform miracles. If you watch this video between us, he's doing miracles here. Everything is so clean.
Oh man, yeah. I'm actively watching that video, and just like knowing the devices that are in play, it's unbelievably clean. This is
that ring on ribbon. Have you seen that thing flip off the table there?
Yeah, that's so good. That's witchcraft as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, no, he's so coming up later in the show. We're going to be talking about ringleader, which is a ring on string routine, which is probably the other Bible on ring on string magic. But the ribbon and ring routine he teaches on here, man, if you learned that routine, that you could make that would just all I'd have to do in a close-up gig one night would just be that routine. Over and over again. It's pure magic. Yeah. So,
and Mark Tertulio is letting us know 76% sold at $15 today in the Cool Box. So this is again the massive magical savings that we mentioned at the top of the show. It's in the Cool Box Live right now. It's in the Cool Box right now. It's going to be in the Cool Box until midnight. And so if you enter the promo code Cool Box Live at checkout, you're going to get it for $11. It's crazy cheap. Now, if you're a little nervous about it and you want to wait until later on in the week, you can still use the promo code CoolBox Live at checkout, and you'll get it for $22, as you see right here. Sorry, one of these days I'm going to learn exactly how to point to where our graphics are. But yeah,
right.
It's so you can
One
still
of the best.
Yeah, and all of these discounts are good until next Friday at midnight, when we're going to reset everything for the next Cool Box. But super good. You want to move on to the next lecture?
Yeah, absolutely.
This is, man, I'm excited to talk about this one. This is Rudy Coby. This is Rudy Coby Live. This is really interesting because what this lecture is about is basically putting together a 3-minute act that you can travel the world with.
I love that idea. Love that idea.
It's so good. But he also goes into like where Labman came from. He gets a little bit into the behind the scenes on his America's Got Talent appearance. But there's some really, really fun performance footage, because what you can see between us right now is there's that like Rudy Coby Live where he's doing this, and you can see some stage performance stuff. Rudy brought clips from the show that he did for CBS, the CBS special, and plays them on there, and then you get to like watch this big thing, and then he breaks it down, like what's going on, how he got to this point. Lots of interesting stuff about creativity. Some really great sort of like behind the scenes stories from Rudy. It's a really interesting lecture that I think it's well worth watching, especially if you want to like advance your career and like understand what it takes to get to that level. Rudy breaks it all down in what you're going into. Not tons of magic that he's going to teach you on this, although he does get into some very interesting prop building stuff, like how to make fake legs and arms and things like that. Like he describes a method to make fake legs and arms that he had to use when he was like in China and like needed to make an arm, and all he had was saran wrap. I mean, the guy's a madman. He talks a little bit about about like living with Marilyn Manson and working on Marilyn Manson's shows, because I don't think that a lot of people know that the giant stage spectacle that Marilyn Manson creates is like, there's a lot of Rudy Coby in that.
Yeah, the routine. Yeah, I mean, there's magic on here, but it's not anything you're gonna do. You know, it's fun to just watch him perform. But the stories are great. But really, that core theme, how to tour the world with a 3-minute act. I mean, even when I remember being there and watching this, really inspired me. That was like my mindset for a while, was to figure out what's my famous 3 minutes. Great lecture, great magic, great guy. It's fun, it's funny, it's a fun thing to watch from front to back. And for $22, it's a steal. I mean, all the Penguin Live lectures are, I say it every week, the most valuable thing in magic, bar none.
Yeah.
Get them while you can if you don't already have this one, because this is just one of the best.
Yeah, and anytime it shows up in the cool box is a really good time to get it, because, you know, I mean, they're already a great deal for how much magic you get and all of the different like takes and the important things that you can learn from these lectures. But right now, getting Rudy Coby live for $22 is a great deal.
Yeah, if you try and put together an act, want to become famous, you will be inspired by this. I could see, even if you wanted to get on like a TV show like AGT or something.
Yeah,
this is probably required viewing.
Speaking of required viewing, the other thing that is always required viewing every year is the Penguin Holiday Spectacular, and this time in the Cool Box Live, we're giving you the 2018 Holiday Special, which has got, oh man. It's get so wilder every year. Is that?
Yeah. So every year we did this for 6 years. Scott Alexander is a madman. It was just so much fun to do these things. As just a side note, I do think Scott is doing his own holiday spectacular. So if you don't follow Scott on social media, you should. Yeah. I think I don't know where he's doing it or when it's going to be. It might have already happened. I hope not. But if it hasn't, you know, it is coming up. But look, a lot of these things got judged based on like the humor and the skits, which are intentionally supposed to be just ridiculous. But there's always great magic in these lectures. They were free when they came out, but now, you know, it's just how it went. There's a ton of good stuff on here. I'll go through them really quick. Scott's added number routine that he teaches on here.
Oh, it's so good.
It's awesome. It's so good. He actually released it as a product, I think, and I think he shows you how to make it here, if I'm not mistaken. I talked the card sword. I mean, why not? We're going to do the card sword on here, a brass ring routine, a cups and balls routine, and then the spring shut, which is a routine with an animal trap. I think there's a clip in here of him with that.
Yeah, there's an animal trap.
I love that. Clip. Yeah, Lonnie Chevry first turned me on to that, and it's just such a fun prop to have. But I told you earlier that this is kind of like the award show, Eric, in more ways than one. You know, Dan teaches a bunch of magic on here, but what you really want to see on this, because I mean, all of Dan's stuff is great. Dan tips the work on the method that he used with Cartoon to fool Penn and Teller.
No, is that? Oh man,
that is on this lecture.
I did not know that was on this lecture. I'm going to have to go back and watch it again, because I don't know what Dan did to fool Penn and Teller. And so I kind of want to find out, because I've used Cartoon for years. It's a go-to trick for me. It's so good.
First of all, if you didn't, I mean, I think a lot of us know Cartoon. If you don't, look for it. It's great. But head on over to YouTube and search for Dan Harlan Fool Us. You'll see Dan on Fool Us, and he fooled Penn and Teller with Cartoon. Which you might be saying, well, how is that possible? Well, it's because he used a different method, and he used that method on this video, on this lecture. So it's worth that, obviously. I mean, for right now, Eric, if we added it up, what do we got? What was the first one? Torch Restored, $7. One Britain's Got Talent.
Yep.
Champ, $7. One FISM in 2006, and for 22. So we're talking about $36 now, and you would have won 3 different TV shows. And Eric, there's still one more to come.
Oh man. Well, just like taking a quick look at the schedule tonight, we started off with the massive magical savings. J. Scott Berry Live, still not all of them claimed, so you can get that for $11 right now if you enter the promo code CoolBox Live at checkout before midnight tonight. Then of course, My First Magic DVD by Gary Darwin. It's free. if you got a kid who's looking to get into magic and you want to give them a nice, another thing to put under the Christmas tree this year, I guess the digital Christmas tree, since it's a download, check it out. Then we spent the first half of the show talking to Jay Noblezada. We talked money, $2 window, and in the beginning were coins. Just like, if you want to do any magic with money, that's the way to do it, and Jay is the guy to learn it from. We just raced through the download discounts. We talked about The Gift by Joe Reinfleisch, which is an amazing rubber band trick where there's a little bow made out of another rubber band on there that travels, vanishes, disappears, and restores. Super good. Kill Bill by Ari Boaz. Forgive me if I mispronounced that, but it's presented by Dan Harlan. An amazing torn and restored bill using a playing card where you actually tear the bill in half and then put it back together. It's so good. Pivotal Peak by Ryan Schlutz. It's the only peak with a deck of cards you'll ever use after you learn it. Middle Earth by Paul Gordon. Beautiful sandwich routine. Play Money by Nick Defat. A super visual bill change. Voice Testing by Jan Forrester is some crazy direct mind reading with only a couple of business cards. Check Poker by Jason Ladany is a fantastic poker demo that is basically self-working. Champ by Rick Merrill is some of the work that he used to win FISM. Instant Knockout by Sean Dunn, which is a impression device that you can set up on the fly. And the Low Price Lectures by J. Scott Barry, Rudy Coby, and of course, the 2018 Penguin Holiday Spectacular. Nick, just got a couple of things in the chat here. Eric Smearden is asking, does the J. Scott lecture go over how to make a topic or any of the other gimmicks he uses?
Well, so I don't think he goes over how to make a topic, but the gimmicks that he uses, like the Sonata gimmick and the thumb tips and the finger shells and things, they are kind of custom, as in you would modify them yourself. Like I remember I saw the Sonata gimmick stuff in there is so crazy that I was like, I have to get good at the Sonata gimmick, right? And but you're just going to buy like a standard Sonata gimmick and then do some things to it that Jay recommends. He really is like, sometimes when you buy those things, they're just not built for you. So he really teaches you how to mold like some of those standard thumb tips and fingertips and things to work better for you. I can't recommend high enough. It's if it wasn't a Penguin Live lecture, it should be like the Bible of those flesh-colored utility devices.
All right, Nick, I think it's time to move on to the deals of the week. I am excited to talk about the deals of the week because there are some really good deals this week. And let's actually just get into the first one here. We're going to be talking about Born to Perform cards by Oz Perlman. I really liked this when it came out. I remember this is one of the ones that I bought. Oz teaches you some really, really like solid visual card magic, but it's also like it's designed to take someone who doesn't know anything about cards and then turn them into a card magician. There's some really good stuff in here, and it ramps up the skill level too. He's teaching you stuff like the Gambler's Cop. He's teaching you a one-handed top palm, but he also teaches you some cool flourishes like the lapel spread. There's some really, really solid tricks in this. And of course, Oz is the OG when it comes to instructions over here at Penguin, so it's taught well.
Yeah, there's two things you got to know here. One is that the original DVD was amazing, but we reshot this with Oz. I don't know if a lot of people realize that, but we reshot this with Oz about 6 years ago. So the footage you're seeing here it's not even that old, but it is. This is a great place to start for card magic. This is what I recommend when people ask me, like, hey, I got a kid that wants to learn about card. This is where I send them because it really is that good. And it just cuts out all the fluff. You're just going to learn strong card magic on here. So if you are a beginner and you're watching this show, this is a great place to start. And it's also a great gift for somebody if somebody that's trying to get into magic for the digital Christmas tree there.
Yeah.
Just $22, and it's a fantastic instructional video. Yeah,
highly recommend it. It was one of my early card DVD tutorials that I learned from, it's the ambitious card that's on there is one I did for years.
This is Oz's last instructional video, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good. Let's move on because I'm real excited to talk about the next thing. This is one of those things people ask us all the time. Can we talk about a book? Oop, nope, that's not it. There we go. Nope. Oh, come on, where is it?
Do we have the order wrong?
No, we don't have we don't have the slide for it. We
don't have a slide for. It's because I just forgot to put it in there because we already talked about this once, and my My bad. I think the same problem happened with those other ones, Eric.
Oh,
anyway.
okay.
Yeah, you can tell us what this is.
Yeah, so this is Vanni Bossi's book. This is the Aurotology of Vanni Bossi. I've actually got it right here. Let's jump into this. This is a beautiful book, and it's amazing. Vanni Bossi was an underground card dude not just card dude, just magician in general from Italy, who just blew people away with all kinds of amazing magic. And with this particular book, Stephen Mink really took the time to go through everything in Vanni's repertoire and really put in the work to both write it up correctly, illustrate it correctly. There's some amazing things in here. There's a trick that Spanish magicians are really known for, which is where you have a card selected, you ribbon spread the deck, and then you take a glass over it and a card appears inside the glass, and then while the card is inside the glass like this, they cover it briefly and the card changes. That is written up in here. The really, really big thing is James F. Bailey says, Eric finally noticed the ghost in his room. No, I was trying to get the book to show you guys. It's such a good book. The big thing in this book is the pencil through bill. It's amazing because it's real. You really take a pencil, you really put it through the bill, you really heal it. They tell you the special gimmick that you need to make it work in the book, and that gimmick is still available. You can actually get it on Amazon. And I know that because after the book came out, I bought that and I did the trick multiple times for people. And it's so good because you can borrow a bill, have it signed, put the pencil through the bill, and then you can hand it out. It's so good. Nick, have you read this book at all?
Yeah, I've flipped through it because we sold a lot at the expos and things, and I know Brent was really huge on that pencil through bill. I think they were actually trying to put it on Fool Us or something at one point. I'm actually going to look up the price, Eric, because we don't have it on the screen there, because you're going to be able to save 25% off this thing. I know a lot of people ask us about, can we get some books at some cheaper rates? And I want to make sure that you guys know exactly how much it is.
It's an excellent book that I highly recommend. The book is also really beautiful. The everything around the book is so well designed, from the cover to the actual pages. When you open it, the pages are really interestingly bound, so it feels like you're opening Vanni's journal. It's super good.
So if you, it's $65 at normally it's $65. But if you enter the promo code CoolBoxLive at penguinmagic.com on checkout, you'll be able to get it for $48.75.
$48 is an amazing
Yeah, it's
price
it's one of the more beautiful looking books I've seen.
Yeah.
It's got kind of those ragged edges on the side, and the cover is really nice. It's fantastic, filled with magic tricks.
Yeah. Let's move on to the final big discount today, which is Ringleader by Gregory Wilson.
Oh no, go back to Into the Abyss.
Oh, Into the Abyss. I didn't know that we had that on the show tonight.
It was in there. Have that?
I've got the slide up right there. It's
perfect. Well, because I wanted to. Well, I guess I'll do the next two. It doesn't even matter.
Yeah, go for it.
What a crazy show, Eric. We've been all over the place, and we're gonna have to mentally reset for a second before we get into the big award nominees that are going to be coming up right after the last couple tricks here. But Into the Abyss is another Oz Perlman project that I was kind of unaware of. He teaches 3 routines, and they all kind of share the same goal. And that is, they give the impression that you can actually read somebody's mind. And you could do these things on stage, but they're designed for close-up, okay? So that's another question we get a lot. It's what are the tricks that you should be doing for close-up mentalism? Here's 3 that you can look into. There's a trick called What's in a Name, where you'll be able to name a person that somebody's just thinking of. You can. There's another trick called Listen to My Words, where it's kind of all the same thing, where you're just directly reading somebody's mind. But what I wanted to get to was Ultimate Vacation, because the theme of this show, it's all about awards. Oz performed this trick on America's Got Talent when he went to
that's right.
The semifinals there. Yeah, it was called. If you look at YouTube and you search for just Vacation and Oz Perlman, you'll come up with this performance. But he did perform at America's Got Talent. He didn't win, but did he finish second? I think he did.
He came in second or third. He came really close though, which is I think he's one of the highest placed mentalists ever on the show.
Yeah. So for now, right now, it looks for around $50, you can learn 4 television award-winning tricks.
So good. So good. Okay, now we can move on to the last one. Which
let's move on to the last one. And
which is Ringleader by Gregory Wilson.
I bought this. This is one of my first Penguin Magic downloads or products that I bought way back in the day.
Yeah.
And, you know, if you've never performed ring on string, where you borrow a spectator's ring and you have a string and you can come on and off of the string, you know, it really is one of the best walk around tricks that you can do because it's just got so much magic in it. I know you can see Greg doing it here in the little clip, and we kind of saw J. Scott Barry doing a version with the ribbon and the ring earlier. This is really the most comprehensive ring and rope video I think that's out there. I mean, Jay's going to talk about it in his lecture as well. It's a great companion to this, but that's not the focus of his lecture by any means. This is a fully fleshed out DVD that's got like moves and routines and performance. It's just loaded with material. And, you know, this back in the day when I was learning magic, I had no interest in learning anything other than card tricks. But when I saw this really was like, you know, this is something that I would think that I was like, yeah, maybe I could do something like this. I was not familiar with ring on string, but really this video gave me the confidence to go out and do it. It's a great trick. And if you've ever wanted to learn it, now you can get it for cheaper, you know, for $33. It's a great instructional video.
Yeah, 25% off if you enter the promo code CoolBoxLive at checkout. Ringleader is super good. I like everything that Gregory Wilson puts out, especially like from like this era of Gregory Wilson stuff, because this came out like when like Double Take was out, when the On the Spot DVDs were around. So it's just like it's all a bunch of like really just worked into the ground material it just gets those reactions. It's so good.
Yeah, it's the best. It's the best.
Well, Nick, that brings us to it's time to. I feel like we should change things up a little bit. Don't you? I think, you know what? This blue works for me when we're slinging deals, but I think when we're going to talk about people who should win some awards, I think it needs a little bit of gold. Oh, yeah. Oh.
Did it work?
It totally worked. It totally worked. Thanks, guys. We had a couple of technical difficulties tonight. We rebuilt the stream so that we could do all these like really cool dynamic shifting things. But we've got
congrats to everybody that stuck around because now you get to learn about the nominees for the award show
that
we're going to be doing in a couple weeks.
This is exciting. We have talked about the inventor of the year, the download of the year, the partner of the year, the P3 product of the year, the books of the year, the decks of the year. Tonight, the 2 biggest awards in the show. That is Lecturer of the Year and Trick of the Year. We're going to find out their nominations tonight. And
so if you don't know, we are putting together the first ever Penguin Awards show. It's going to air on January 8th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to give away, we're going to give away some stuff to people that view live. There's going to be special guests, and there's just going to be a whole lot of fun where we get to celebrate all of the magic that was released on Penguin this year. The tricks that are nominated in every category are within the Penguin, the Penguin platform, right? So we're just kind of giving back to the creators and just celebrating the best stuff that came out this year.
Yeah, and there was some amazing stuff that came out this year. I mean, both downloads, partner products, and we've been really enjoying like saying the nominees live here on Facebook and
fun.
YouTube.
Yeah,
and especially when they're in the chat, it really because the creators don't know. We haven't like mailed out golden envelopes to anyone. We haven't even given anyone the courtesy of a phone call. We should probably do that next week.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we have to make sure that people at least know they got nominated, right? But
and so it's been a lot of fun to like see people react in the chat live. And the voting is going to start Monday. It's going to go through January 1st,
which is tomorrow.
Yeah. The voting is going to open up tomorrow. You're going to find out. There's going to be links on our Facebook and our Instagram where you can go vote.
Do you have the schedule, Eric?
Do I have the schedule? I think I do have the schedule right here. Yep. So the voting is going to begin on December 21st. It's going to end January 1st. And then on Friday, January 8th, we're going to have the Penguin Award Show. Oh, you have a new schedule, don't you?
Yeah, I thought I updated it, but it doesn't matter. Basically, tomorrow, Eric and I are going to go, we're going to do like a preview show because some people had asked like, well, we're not that familiar with all these projects. Excuse me. So we're going to do a show kind of just like this one where we go through the different nominees. So that show will be, what did we say, 7 p.m. tomorrow, Eric?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I have the updated schedule right here. On Monday, we're going to do the pre-show live part one. That's going to happen tomorrow at 7 p.m. We're going to have another preview show on Tuesday is what it's going to be. And then the voting is going to end January 1st. Looks like there's a couple of mistakes there because we got Monday. Yeah, Tuesday. No,
it's just Monday.
Monday.
Yeah,
Monday.
Monday. We're gonna do them every Monday until the show airs.
Oh, every Monday until the show. Oh, that's right, because we've got time. Sorry about that.
We're not because we won't be doing this stuff on Christmas, and we've gone live enough.
Yeah, we've been live at 2:00 every day this week. So we're gonna be doing it every Monday right up until the voting, so you guys know what you're voting for. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Should we get to the first one, Nick?
First category here is Lecture of the Year. To be nominated for this category, you needed to do a Penguin Live lecture in the year 2020. If you're not familiar with Penguin Live lectures, we already talked about a few of them. They are, I think, the best value in Magic. And the nominees in this category had the most popular Penguin Live lectures this year. That's all I got to say. And I'm excited to see the nominees, Eric.
Here we go. And the nominees are Christopher Carter, Jeremiah Zuo, Mario the Maker, Mark James, Nathan Fan, Ryan Schlutz. That's it, man. Those are the lecturers.
All so good. They're all so good.
It's
so nice to be able to give everybody some, there's so many great lectures this year, and we'll be able to talk all about them at the awards show, but it's just so nice to give people recognition for their hard work.
Yeah, let's talk about a few of these right now. We have Mario the Maker was out recently. Oh, hey, actually, let's talk about Mario in a second. Ryan Schlutz is here in the chat saying, "Oh wow, such an honor." It was a fantastic lecture, Ryan. It's absolutely you should be nominated. If you haven't seen Ryan's lecture, it's a really great exploration of a guy who's worked close up for so long transitioning to stage. It's some of his stage material that he's been working down in Florida and really all over the place. And it's some phenomenal stuff.
Yeah, Ryan's one of our favorite creators here. What do I got? I did get it in the mail, Ryan. I did get my version of
False Anchors,
Volume 4. Great writer as well. So always great to support Ryan and everything that he does. And I'm glad that when we looked at the data, I'm like, oh wow, Ryan Schlutz is going to get nominated. He is, because it was very clear. There was no borderline here. Ryan was in.
I was seeing Mario the Maker is in the chat saying, "What fire?" Mario the Maker had an amazing lecture. It's phenomenal. It really sort of captured the maker spirit that Mario embodies. Taught some really wonderful magic in there. His award ribbon routine. I started actually working on a version of that myself that I'm really digging. He showed the behind the scenes of the way his case makes, which is really interesting. Got deep in on Arduino and servos and all kinds of stuff like that. It was fantastic. It was really, really, really good lecture. Absolutely.
One of a kind, right? I mean, that's all you can say. I get to dive into this a little bit because I was just fascinated when I saw the demo and he's like turning his case around. I've spent so much time with Dave, the great Kaplan, that I know that he's got gadgets behind there. Mario's got some crazy stuff. And it's just amazing that he teaches you how you can make this stuff on your own. So, man, if you have not seen it, because I know it came up pretty recently, go to Penguin Magic and take a look at that demo, because you're going to be like, it's stuff you've never seen before.
And actually, I've got one comment in here that we should address. Mark DiTullio is asking, Carissa Hendricks not in there. That was because she was in November. She barely missed out. But you know what? Her mantle's full enough if it is. I think she won Stage Magician of the Year at the Magic Castle. She can skip a year of Penguin Awards.
Had we done this show last year, I know the top two would have been Carissa Hendricks and Drew McIntosh, no doubt. I remember we sent out an email this is kind of how the show started, to be honest, Eric. Jar sent out an email last December. It was kind of the first time he ever did it, where he actually kind of just said, like, yeah, these were the top 3 lectures this year, and these were the top 3 downloads. And that kind of got us talking to one of our early meetings last year. Like, hey, maybe we should expand on that a little bit. But yes, Carissa and Drew both are deserving the award. Actually, we could probably just give them both the 2019 Lecture of the Year award. How about that?
Yeah, especially because as we were looking at this, we had to actively take her out because people were still buying and sharing her lecture.
Her lecture was actually like among the top, I think 3. As far as sales this year.
But let's talk about some of these other lectures as well. Christopher Carter Live, one of the first lectures that we filmed after lockdown happened, and it's like, you know, the whole pandemic thing is like a blessing and a curse, right? Like, it sucks what's going on, but also because of it, we're able to get amazing performers like Christopher Carter, who otherwise were too busy traveling and working constantly.
I felt lucky I got to host this one. This is one of the few that I hosted this year, and man, I mean, just
powerhouse stuff.
He just shares the real work. These are things that he made a living with, and he just gives them up. And not only that, the way his instruction is just so great. You're just going to learn things that you would do on stage. There's nothing else to it. There's so much good material in here. I could talk for hours about how good this lecture is. I don't want to do that, but
really,
I know,
really wonderful. It's and some beautiful video in there from both the Chicago Magic Lounge and other like colleges that he's performed at. So you get to see him performing in ginormous theaters, really just owning the room. Let's move on, though. Jeremiah Zuo, also nominated for the Lecture of the Year. Not a surprise for me. This was personally one of my favorite lectures of the year, just because he came in and crushed the place with his coin magic. It's all a lecture sort of built around like 1 or 2 coin moves that are all well within the skill level of pretty much anyone. But Jeremiah showed how you can make such diverse and different routines and entertain people with just a handful of coins and like no gimmicks either. It had an absurdist take on some coin stuff. There's a trick that the presentation's about a rutabaga farmers and bears. It's wild stuff. I know it blew Dan away. Dan is sort of, notoriously not a big fan of coin magic, and he was just on the edge of his seat the entire time of the lecture, which is a testament to the strength of Jeremiah Zuo's magic.
The great and powerful Jeremiah Zuo, for sure.
Yeah.
Amazing lecture and just unique coin stuff. So if you love coin magic, this is it. Yeah, I mean, there's a brand new coin magic lecture just waiting for you.
Yeah. And then let's see, we're missing one other one here, I think. Mark James. How do we
forget
There's actually
Mark
2
James?
others we have to talk about. Mark James live.
Oh man.
Because we filmed Mark James sort of towards the end of 2019, but it came out in 2020, and it's just it's 2 acts in one, because he made us like shut down the show and then restart the show back up so he could do a second act because he wanted to teach everything. But talk about completeness. I'd say that this is one of the ones that I'm going to go back and reference, because he talks about, actually, when I was doing shows in Utah, I went back and watched Mark James' lecture, because I used the same music system that he recommends in this. And I set my travel kit up to exactly the way he recommends in there. And it made my life so much better. But he's talking about fire eating, human blockhead. There's a little bit of juggling. There's mentalism. There's visual magic. There's
everything.
It's so good. It's so
everything.
good. Yeah. The
thing I was going to say about this is that I'd pay the full price just to watch the show. Forget the explanations.
Show's wonderful.
I think if you read the comments on this, you'll see the same thing. People are just blown away by the actual show.
Yeah.
This is one of my favorite lectures this year. It just has to be. It's so good.
And another one that is the last one I think we can talk about before we move on to the Trick of the Year nominations. But another super popular lecture was Nathan Fan.
Yeah.
Nathan Fan was interesting because Nathan Fan was the very first lecture we filmed in 2020. Also, the very first standing ovation that happened in 2020. First show,
and probably
the
last.
Yeah,
I don't know. Man, this lecture was great. He's singing, he's dancing, he's doing all sorts of great magic. He teaches us a really cool, quick little act. Yeah, the bottle act with the bill, man, is so good.
It's so complete. This is Nathan Fan's actual working thing that he does on cruise ships. It's so good. The straitjacket. The straitjacket Christopher Walken thing is just sort of like an encore that he does, and he did at Dan's request. And it is it's a great act. And I think this is one that people kept talking about this one, and this one kept coming up over and over and over again. And there's a lot of artistic merit with this lecture that is well worth everybody watching and learning from.
This is another one where, again, you're going to get fooled by especially the bottle stuff.
Yeah.
But you could just watch the show and you'd be amazed and blown away and inspired from everything from the magic to the way he constructs his merch and his entire persona of Nathan Fan.
Super duper good stuff. But that brings us to the big one.
Oh, yeah. Congratulations to all those guys. And if you know of anybody, just let them know because we haven't told them.
We got two of the nominees here in the chat, Mario the Maker and Ryan Schlutz in the chat. Super happy you guys were both here. We're glad that you're excited about the nominations. Go shout it from the rooftops because you guys deserved it. Knockout stuff.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, Nick, here it is. Here are the
Trick of the year show. This is there's only one thing they need to know here, Eric, and that is these are the most popular tricks on Penguin Magic in the year 2020. And in this category, we've gone away from 6 nominees and brought it to 10 for the trick of the year. So there are 10 nominees in this category, and they are the best of the best.
And here they are. The nominees are Mental Dice, Voodoo Needle, Pocket Nightmare, Random Odds, Snaps, Virtual Triumph, Bipolar, Fragment, Virtual Visions, Omega. I mean, 10 phenomenal tricks.
I had a hard time voting myself. I mean, I haven't officially voted yet, but like when I was writing them down, I'm like, how do I do this? I mean, look, we've talked a lot about these already in some of the previous episodes of this nominee show. There's a couple that we haven't, like Mental Dice. I mean, we've talked about it ad nauseum on all our, Cool Box Live and Top 20 Trick Countdown stuff. So it's nice to see Mental Dice show up in there. Omega is another one that we haven't quite mentioned as well. But a lot of these ones have taken, show up in the other categories as well because they are that good.
Yeah. Bipolar was another one that I was pleasantly surprised to see that it was nominated because it's a good trick. The creator did a really nice job. Voodoo Needle, another breakout hit, and also I think that creator has another needle trick which is available on Penguin Magic that people should go check out.
Right, and there's also two partner program tricks on here with Virtual Triumph and Fragment. Right, so I mean, not only are they up for partner trick of the year, they sold so well here in 2020. They were in the they were among the top 10 most popular tricks on the site. Yeah. So
also, we talked about it already, but Random Odds, I mean, that's a phenomenal trick by Derek Ostavani. Snaps, not a big surprise. That a big complete sellout. Really, really, really strong. A lot of people really liking it.
Which will be back in stock soon, we were told by Kevin came on last night and told us that right now Snaps is not in stock, but it will be very soon.
I know Omega was a very, very popular trick that a lot of people talked about. I know Oz Perlman really, really likes it. And of course, I don't think we talked about Virtual Visions enough. But
that's not in any other category.
Virtual Visions is, so Max was nominated for Inventor of the Year, and Virtual Visions was a part of that. But Virtual Visions is a really, really phenomenal set of effects. And Max did some really interesting work with those in developing virtual tricks and making some specific choices in order to make them so powerful. And,
it's all virtual mentalism that you can do on any of your virtual shows. There's something there. If you do virtual stuff, get Virtual Visions because every trick is good. It is among the most popular stuff this year. I think there's 6 effects in there. So congratulations to Max as well. It's well deserved. He's got 2 tricks in the tricks of the year category. That and Pocket Nightmare.
Yeah, I mean, because Pocket Nightmare, another phenomenal trick. And again, like, he invented it a long time ago, but being able to finally put it together with a deck that is printed specifically for it so it can fly under the radar and it doesn't take a year and a day to make up the gimmicks required to do the trick is just
best tricks. Yeah,
it's so good. It's so
good.
good. We are coming almost to the end here, but Nick, we do this every week. What are you going to buy? What are you going to buy?
I didn't even think about that, Eric. Holy crap. So the stuff that I love in here, the J. Scott Perry lecture,
Yeah.
honestly, I have gone back to that many times. So that is a really great deal, especially because you can get it for $11. But, I almost want to brush up on my Rick Merrill skills again.
Oh man, I was hoping you wouldn't say that because that was what I was going to choose. There was Rick Merrill's stuff. The Champ is like really good, and the one thing people should know about that trick is that you need to wear a watch for it. And he goes over specifically why. And I wear a watch a lot now, and so that's
kind of what I was thinking too. Is because I love my Apple Watch now. I'm like, ooh, I can actually do some of that stuff now. So.
Just popping over here into the chat again. Ryan Schlutz and Mario over the moon that they were nominated, which is awesome. Mark DiTullio pointing out the jerk said Mario the Maker's lecture was one of the 3 most inspiring lectures of 2020. I read that article. Mario got really nice props from that.
I see Paul Hartman here says that Scott Alexander is doing his holiday special, and it's going to happen on the 23rd.
Oh, excellent. And then over on Twitch, we have people are already trying to figure out which trick is going to win Trick of the Year. There's theories flying around all over the place.
So definitely join us tomorrow night at 7 p.m. because I guess we'll probably announce, it'll probably be on the Penguin Magic social media during the day tomorrow about how you can vote. But we'll definitely, let you guys know tomorrow night at 7. So.
Yeah, tomorrow morning, keep your eyes peeled on the Facebook and Instagram for Penguin Magic. All of the information about how you can vote will show up there tomorrow morning, and the voting is going to start. And we're very excited to see what you guys vote. And again, if you know a nominee in any of these, be sure to let them know. And speaking of that, let's go ahead and take a quick look at all of the nominees from this year in all of the categories. That is it, everybody. My name is Eric Tate, alongside Nick Licapo. Thanks for tuning in to the Cool Box Live and the special announcement of the nominees for Lecturer of the Year and the Trick of the Year. Nick and I will see you again right here tomorrow night at 7 p.m. when we break down some of the nominees. On behalf of everyone at Penguin Magic, we'll see you next time.